Move aside, Apple. It's time to explore the best of McDonald's international pie offerings, which are filled with tropical fruits, juicy meat, some classic cookies, and so much more. In 2017, McDonald's introduced a coconut pie in Singapore as part of a special National Day menu. Singapore's National Day occurs annually on August 9th and celebrates the country earning its independence from Malaysia in 1965. Along with pineapples and coffee, coconuts are one of Singapore's traditional cash crops, making the hard-shelled fruit a fitting emblem for the multicultural city-state. These crispy handheld pies are filled with bits of coconut as well as nata de coco, a gel made from coconut water that's commonly used in desserts throughout Southeast Asia. We don't care if this pie is served hot or cold. Either way, it sounds like a perfectly refreshing tropical dessert to enjoy during the summer. In many East Asian countries, naturally sweet red beans are used in many kinds of desserts, usually in the form of a paste made from boiled beans and sugar. You often find red bean paste stuffed inside things like buns and used as one of the best flavors in mochi. And as you've probably guessed at this point, McDonald's has put red beans in a pie. Those fried red bean pies have popped up in such locales as Singapore, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. But reviews of the taste have been mixed. Those who grew up with red beans as a dessert item were excited at the pie's introduction, while people who didn't are sometimes less than thrilled with the flavor. To each their own. There's no doubt that the McDonald's red bean pie is a reflection of the regional population's tastes, but we still wish that it was available in the US.
Cool beans.
Sticking with Asia for the moment, McDonald's in Japan has released a Sakura mochi pie for the Hanami season. The country's Hanami festivals date back to the 8th century as they celebrate spring and the flowering trees. Sakura mochi is a traditional dessert made of chewy mochi filled with red bean paste and wrapped in a pickled cherry blossom leaf. But for this pie, McDonald's filled a pink sakura-flavored crust with red bean paste and sakura-flavored mochi with flakes of pickled cherry blossom leaf mixed into it. The softness of the mochi provides a real contrast in texture to the flaky, crunchy crust. So if you're in Japan during cherry blossom season, stop by a McDonald's for a bite of this unique seasonal pie. Many countries in Southeast Asia are top pineapple producers. This includes the Philippines, where you'll find pineapple pies on McDonald's dessert menu. It's also been known to pop up on occasion in Hawaii as well. When it made an appearance in the Malaysian market, McDonald's boasted, "Every mouthful is an unbelievable mix of sweet and zesty pineapple chunks enveloped in our crispy pie crust. Absolutely yum." With chunks of fresh pineapple used in the warm filling, these pineapple pies are both a satisfying snack and an ideal way to cap off a meal. American pies tend to be sweet, but in many other countries they're often savory. And if the filling is corn, you get a bit of both. And you'll get an earful when you try out the corn pies that have appeared at McDonald's in Malaysia, Singapore, and South Korea. One review of this pie on TripAdvisor said that the crispy fried crust was the only dessert-like part of this pie and that its taste was reminiscent of canned cream corn. And while this reviewer was glad to give this unique treat a try, it wasn't inspiring any repeat visits. But for fans of creamed corn, this could potentially be a real treat. McDonald's Thailand's chicken lasagna pie is a true fast food meal. Chunks of chicken, mushrooms, mozzarella cheese, and tomato sauce are all blended together and wrapped in a crispy fried pastry crust. The contrast between the textures of the crust and the soft filling is truly satisfying. This one is perhaps better when you think of it as a calzone rather than a pie, but either way, it's easy to eat when you're on the go. Just make sure not to burn your fingers or your mouth. You might expect a combination like this to pop up in Italy or elsewhere in the Western world, but instead, it's in Thailand, which appears multiple times on this list. So clearly the land of smiles really loves its hand pies.
Once again, my life has been saved by the miracle of lasagna.
Here's another savory pie that sounds pretty darn delicious. Beef stew is a wonderful comfort food to keep you warm during the winter months. This is why McDonald's Japan releases its beef stew pie in the months of December and January. Small cuts of beef are slow-cooked with potatoes and carrots in fondue, a special French veal stock for a richer flavor. Customers can order a beef stew pie at any time of the day, including as a hearty breakfast. The pie sleeves have one of 5 different phrases printed on them. That is not just sweetness. Cooling off is scary, love is overflowing, enveloped tenderly, and careful not to burn yourself. Each phrase is followed by the declaration, "Pie is love." Is it too much to ask that McDonald's share this love with the United States? Let's travel once again to Singapore for the amazing tropical goodness that is McDonald's mango passion fruit pie. Passion fruit is an indigenous South American fruit whose cultivation has spread to tropical climates across the globe, while mangoes are native to South Asia and found in many regional desserts. The jam-like pureed mango and passion fruit filling contained within a crispy pastry crust is simply pure satisfaction. The mango offers sweetness while the passion fruit brings a little bit of tart. This pie made its debut on January 1st, 2020, just in time to ring in the new year, but we think it would make a refreshing and delicious summer treat as well. In many countries, cheese is commonly served as a dessert course, so whether you consider a cheesy hand pie to be a dessert or a meal will probably depend on your cultural background. The pay de queso can be found on McDonald's menus in Panama, Costa Rica, and Mexico. It has the same sweet, flaky pastry crust as the apple pie, except that it's filled with melted cheese. The Todd's Mexico YouTube channel compared the taste to a Portuguese egg tart, which for the record does not contain cheese, while also declaring, "I could get hooked on this. One thing's for sure, it's a lot more interesting than an apple pie." McDonald's has released multiple takes on a chocolate pie outside of the US. Japan, for example, regularly offers its popular Belgian chocolate pie. The brown crust is chocolate flavored and the dark filling is like a rich chocolate pudding. South Korea, meanwhile, offers a molten chocolate pie, which also has a chocolate pastry crust and chocolate filling. And Singapore's offering features a chocolate crust, and according to the paper sleeve that it's served in, it's filled with molten chocolate goodness. As one fan of the Singaporean pie declared on Instagram, "As an avid chocolate lover, the thickness of the chocolate fudge inside the pie checks all the boxes." And another Instagrammer raved, "This is rich, but not too sweet, which I love." If chocolate's not your thing, but you still appreciate a rich dessert, take a trip down under to try McDonald's crème brûlée pie. French for burnt cream, crème brûlée is a simple dessert made of custard topped with caramelized sugar. This Australian McDonald's pie has a fried pastry shell that contains both vanilla and flavors of custard to mimic the taste of crème brûlée. This pie could also be ordered in McFlurry form, blended with vanilla ice cream and topped with caramel sauce. One fan excitedly tweeted, "Macca's crème brûlée pie actually slaps." For a limited time, McDonald's Japan also carried a crème brûlée pie filled with custard and caramel sauce.
Oh, you did get me one.
You said you didn't want anything.
Yeah, but
This next flavor is pretty similar to the iconic apple pie. In the banana pie, the fruit is baked, mashed, flavored with a little bit of cinnamon, and then encased in a fried pastry shell. You can frequently find banana pies on McDonald's menus in Malaysia and Singapore. For a nice sweet and fruity twist, you can also find a chocolate banana double stuffing pie. The crispy crust is chocolate, and there are two different fillings, one chocolate and one banana. But this banana looks more like a flavored custard rather than baked bananas. Whether they're served alone or paired with chocolate, bananas make for a fine pie filling. It's time to head back to Japan for another savory offering. McDonald's bacon potato pie has appeared on Japanese menus as far back as 1990. According to its ads, the flavor has remained just as delicious the whole time. This pie is a real favorite among Makudo devotees. One fan even tweeted that they wished it would stick around forever, especially since bacon and potatoes are available year-round. The bacon potato pie sounds like a cozy way to warm yourself up on a cold day. It also seems a bit like a stew, since so many potato soup recipes call for bacon. The creamy filling is made up of pillowy potatoes, little bits of bacon, and onions for added flavor, making this another meal in one. McDonald's Malaysia offers another savory option in the form of chicken rendang pie. Rendang is one of many curries from around the world made with meat, in this case chicken, as well as coconut milk and a blend of several different spices and seasonings. Unlike the other pies on this list, the chicken rendang is made with the same type of crust that's also used to make curry puffs. You can tell that you're getting something different based just on the physical appearance alone, as the crust looks crispy rather than crunchy. Reactions on social media run the gamut of quality. Some reviewers believe it's overpriced, and you might find that it would be preferable to get a real curry puff from somewhere else. Even so, we'd still love to at least have the option to try it in the US. In 2018, McDonald's Malaysia released a salted caramel and chocolate pie. Half of the traditional crispy pastry crust was filled with what looked like a chocolate custard, while the other half was filled with salted caramel. McDonald's website described it as truly a delight. Many people took to social media to express their joy. One fan suggested, "If you have a choice of two things and can't decide, take both." Another reviewer was impressed by the pie's ability to keep both flavors from mixing together, while noting, "The caramel portion stood out the most with its strong buttery vanilla taste. The chocolate was also really decadent, and you just can't stop eating at it until it's all gone." Salted caramel and chocolate treats have been popular in the US for a while now, so it's about time that McDonald's delivers this to the American market. International McDonald's locations have offered a few different versions of a cookies and cream pie, and we'd gladly try any of them. In Malaysia and Hong Kong, the chain partnered with a certain iconic brand to create an Oreo brand edition. The chocolate pie crust was filled with sweet cream to offer that genuine Oreo flavor. Inside, there are two different kinds of filling. One is a lightly colored cream like the filling of a sandwich cookie. McDonald's Japan took a very different approach to this classic combo. The pastry shell appears to be the same fried version that most McDonald's customers are familiar with, except that it's in the shape of a triangle. The inside looks like a cream with chunks of chocolate cookie. Those who have tried these pies recommended eating them while they're still warm, thereby guaranteeing a satisfyingly gooey center. Now it's time to renew your passports and work up those appetites for an international pie tour.